Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. This video is going to be talking about the portfolio. As I've told you before, and you may or may not remember, this English class, we don't take tests or quizzes. So the final is no different. I'm not going to test or quiz you on what you have learned so far because we've been reading and writing all semester. This final portfolio task will be no different about reading and writing. I do want to point out this calendar here. The final exam time period, I'm just going to make it to the final point that you can. So last day of finals is this Thursday the 14th. So I can't give any more extensions. This is the absolute last point. If you want to turn it in sooner than that, that's fine. But make sure you don't turn it after this point. I know grades will be due like shortly after that, so we want to put grades in. So this is one of those assignments that I'm not going to be able to give a lot of leeway, or if any leeway from, on those extensions. So make sure you get that in on time. So what the assignment is, and there are two different assignments here, and I'm going to talk about the fact that one is required and one is optional. Okay, and so this required one is for everybody, and I want to kind of talk about that. And I want to also say that you can turn this in on email or Blackboard. Okay, just make sure you submit it one way, the other. So the required portion is going to be you going back and reflecting on my comments that I've left you throughout the semester. So this would be on commonplace book entry, so my feedback that I left you on Blackboard. This could be on a rough draft, a final draft, invention, topic proposal, or any other piece of writing that I could have given you feedback on. I want you to go back and look at it. And once you read over my comments, so you're writing my comments on your writing, kind of read a one-page double-spaced essay reflecting on some of these questions. You don't have to answer all of these questions. Don't just write them in a list, okay? Do write a full, one page. You can put them in paragraphs if you want. If you want to write more than one page, feel free to. But want to make sure this is full sentences back to back. Don't just copy and paste one sentence and answer that question. Have a full page of writing. But these questions are just a guide to kind of help you think and brainstorm on what you might kind of reflect on. So some of these questions are, did my comments change as the semester went on? So if I continuously commented on, specific language, that might mean that maybe your language didn't get more specific throughout the semester. If my comments did change, how did they change? Did I focus on different aspects of your writing? Did I comment differently about the same points? Okay, how did they change? Did you find my comments helpful? Why or why not? So did you find that my comments helped you learn something about writing? What kind of writer am I asking you to be? What kind of questions do I want you to ask? Because I keep asking questions. I ask quite a few of them. And how do you feel about my change, challenges, or ideas? So I want my comments, my main goal for my comments is to help you learn. And I spend a lot of time with them. So specifically to help you all become better learners, become better writers. But I want to know about what you think about them. Did you find them helpful throughout the semester? My goal is that you're reading them as the semester goes along. So kind of think about how they helped you guide your work. This is required, so everybody has to do this one-page essay. In addition, if you would like to, there's a second part that's optional, and that is allowing you to revise one or all of the assignments we've done this semester. This does not count commonplace book entries. And I will say that the original assignment only allowed formal essays to be revised, but because of the coronavirus, and all this crazy moving online stuff, I am giving everybody the opportunity to revise inventions as well. So if you need to revise one or all four of the inventions, or one or all three of the essays to potentially get a better grade, you can. Now, there are some rules to this that I want you to say. You can earn up to 100%. However, you need to earn that grade. So if I say you need to rewrite the whole paper and you only change a sentence, I'm probably not going to I'm not going to have you earn, say you earn a lot of points. You're not going to have earned that. If I say you need to kind of rewrite the paragraph structure and you just rewrite one sentence, that's, again, not going to be that. This is more than editing. So if editing, is a big issue, definitely edit. But based on my comments, again, going back to the comments, based on my comments that I left and the peer review and anything else we kind of did for that assignment, what needs to be changed, okay? So you can earn up to 100%, but I think the really important part here is that the grade needs to be earned, okay? And if you do this option, it should be in the same document as the required portion up here. Okay, so another point here is that if you change anything, which if you're submitting it for revision, you should have changed something. You should also highlight anything you changed. If you rewrote the whole assignment, just rewrite, and highlight that at the top so I know what it is. But don't submit an assignment that you're not revising. So I'm not telling you submit all of these assignments to the same document. I'm telling you, if you want to revise Invention 1 and Essay 1, only provide those documents. Don't provide the others. Okay? If you want to revise all of these, provide all of these. If you just want to provide one, provide one. If you don't want to revise any, don't provide any. Only provide the first option with the first required portion of the assignment. Okay? This is your choice. You can do all, but the more work you put in, the better the potential grade is going to be. And there's two reasons for the reason I want you to highlight what you changed. The first reason is that I don't want to search through a writing to find what you changed. Okay, I don't want to hunt through a 3-page paper and you only changed one sentence. That actually has happened to me before, and spent half an hour trying to figure out what somebody changed, and it wasn't that fun. It was very much a waste of time. I think I gave them like half a point. Okay. The other reason is for you. I want you to be conscious of what you changed. So if you are changing aspects of your paper and you realize you're only highlighting a sentence, then you probably need to work on more and revise a little bit more. So it makes you conscious of how much you actually did change and revise. Okay. So make sure you're specific about which assignment you're writing. And so I have a kind of a little example here. So you would kind of format it like this. Okay, so normal, like MLA format, the header and stuff. And first you would put the required 1-page essay about my comments, and you would write that whole thing, the required portion on the assignment sheet. And then you would put, first revised assignment, and say this is essay number 1, okay? Before you do anything, what you should do is say essay number 1. It should be clear at the top of the assignment what it is, because if you literally put all 4 inventions and all 3 essays, and you have them all mixed up, I'm not going to know which one it is. Okay, I'm going to have to be able to probably figure it out, but it's going to make it way easier for me, and I'm going to be a lot less aggravated if it's really easy for me to find. So put it all in one document, make it really easy for me to see. And so if you do submit this on Blackboard, it's all one document. If you submit it on email, it's all one document. And then, send it to me, make it clear that it's your final portfolio. And again, it's your choice. Okay, I want to give this option to earn the grade back if you're having a little bit of trouble with this semester. But at the same time, I do want it to kind of be earned, be optional. So purpose for this part, really thinking about comments, how they're helping you or not, okay? We're kind of reflecting on the whole semester. And then I want this to kind of be optional for you to revise any or all of the assignments, okay? And again, going back to the calendar, if I can go back to the calendar. Sorry. This is due Thursday, May 14th. It's the final project of the semester. It's worth 50 points, but those 50 points aren't included in the revisions. So the 50 points is for the required essay about my comments, and then the other part of it is potentially earning back the points from other assignments throughout the semester. So want to make sure you at least do the required portion. That's the 50 points for the paper. So, okay, ending this video, let me know if you have any questions.